All right, let's talk about a system that completely reframes how you might think about cannabis. We're not talking about it just as a substance, but as a potential high-performance tool for your mind. It's really all about shifting from just, random consumption to a deliberate, data-driven strategy. And it all kicks off by understanding one key tension.
This quote. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that double-edged sword. How do you tap into that amazing, creative, high-performance thinking without it just spiraling into total chaos when you don't have it pointed at something specific? Well, this whole system is designed to give you that anchor.
So to really get the system, we first have to understand the tool. Let's do a deep dive into a case study on one particular strain called Sour Gushers. Think of this as our performance benchmark for today. Now, instead of looking at this like a plant profile, I want you to look at it like a spec sheet for a piece of tech hardware. It's a sativa-leaning hybrid, so it's got that energetic vibe. The THC is pretty high, up there around 24 to 27%, and the key terpenes, limonene and caryophyllene, they're kind of like the core processors. These are the raw specs that tell you what this tool is capable of. And those tech specs, they translate directly into these performance outputs. You get really fast mental activation, a ton of new ideas popping up, and a sharp sense of focus. But, and this is super important, notice that little warning, that focus can get scattered if you're not careful. It's also emotionally uplifting, but without making you feel heavy or tired. Basically, this is an active heads-up mental tool. This is where the strategy really comes into play. If you're doing stuff like creating content or brainstorming, this tool is an absolute powerhouse. But if you use that exact same tool when you're just sitting around with nothing to do or trying to process some heavy emotions, it can totally backfire. So it's pretty clear the context, what you're actually doing, is everything. And this little rating system gives you the whole profile at a glance. Look at that. 5 flames for creativity, 4 for focus. Pretty good, right? But then you get to that last line. A 4 out of 5 warning for chaos risk. That one line tells the whole story. This is an incredibly powerful creative tool, but you have to manage it carefully, or you risk getting completely overloaded. Okay, so you've got this detailed profile of a pretty powerful tool, but real high performance isn't just about the tool itself, it's about picking the right tool for the job at hand. And this is where the system gets really smart and introduces a decision engine. The heart of this decision engine is actually really simple. It's not about which strain is better. It's about asking yourself, what do I need to do right now? Are you trying to build something or feel something? If you're in execution mode, you're trying to build. You need ideas. Sour Gushers is your go-to. But if what you actually need is emotional balance or to connect with people, you'd pick a totally different tool, like this other one referenced here, Bob Hope. It's a purely tactical choice. So, how does this all tie together? These individual case studies and choices, they're really just the building blocks for something much, much bigger, a complete personal intelligence system called the Strain Bible. And this is the core idea right here. The Strain Bible is way more than just a logbook. It's like an operating system designed to turn all those subjective, I think this happened experiences into structured, repeatable data. You're basically building an intelligence database on the most complex subject you'll ever study, yourself. So what's it actually tracking? Well, it's designed to cut through all the marketing hype and focus only on what's really happening in your brain and your body. It helps you spot the patterns, figure out the best situations to use something, and, really importantly, map out your own personal risk thresholds, like that chaos risk we just saw. Okay, so let's get into the engine that actually makes this whole system work. It's a method that turns simple tracking into real intelligence, and it's called cognitive performance mapping. Cognitive performance mapping. This is the big idea. This is the step where you really graduate from just logging what you did to systematically mapping your own mental and emotional performance as a direct result of specific things you do. It's all about cause and effect. And the process itself is a really simple but super powerful feedback loop. First, you start with the input. What did you use, how much, and where were you? Then you log the output. What was the actual result on your behavior, your productivity, your mood? And finally, this is the magic part, you look for the pattern. What are the connections that keep showing up over and over again? So what does all this add up to? Well, it's a massive shift in perspective. You're moving away from the passive active consumption and into a proactive strategic practice. This line just says it all, doesn't it? The whole goal of this entire system is to make that one transformation happen, to turn what might just be a habit into a data-backed strategy for intentionally managing and directing your own mental state. So yeah, this whole explainer was about a system for cannabis, but the principle behind it is universal, right? It's really about systematic self-awareness. So what if you took this same input-output pattern model and applied it to your caffeine intake, or your workout routine, or even your work habits? What could you learn? And what could you optimize?